Airguns Raider and Hip Shot. Welcome back to part 2 of the series, A World in Airguns Collecting. Hopefully, guys, up to this point, you have enjoyed the series, and we will continue on. So welcome back to this series, A World in Airguns. This part is, it costs to be the airgun's boss. So guys, I want to look over, we'll talk about my guns in the collecting right now. So guys, when I started out, I purchased that first gun, which was the PPKS. At the time, guys, I had another gun in my hand. I can't even tell you what the model was, but the model, I'm glad I passed on. Wasn't blowback, and it was something else, and I bought it at Walmart, and so the person who was helping me, she was a bit irritated. First of all, I was buying you might have thought I was doing something else. When I was a teenager, going to the pharmacy and picking up some stuff. But in this case, guys, it was an air gun. I was a little embarrassed about it, but it was what it was. So she had pulled out one gun I asked her to pull out, and she was cooperative. But then when I thought about it, I was like, let me try this other one. And the one I tried was the PPKS Legends by Umarex, and I'm glad I did. So anyway, guys, the costs that we want to go over, we're going to go over what different costs are. If you're going to be an air gunner, what you might run into. Also, some of the other costs in collecting that we may not know of, or we may know of, or may not thought about. So when I first started collecting, guys, and you might deal with this a little bit. My spouse wasn't too happy, to say the least, because first of all, I'm a grown man, and I start buying all these different BB guns and pellet guns and things, and there was some concern there in terms of how I was spending my money. And it was quickly becoming a hobby that I didn't even know was going to be that way, but sure enough, snowballed into that. So I started buying the lower priced BB pistols, guys. Everything was pistols at the first part of it, and like I said in the other video, it was really not buying within purposes or themes or anything like that. It was just me, finding a deal and looking at a gun and saying, okay, I might like that one. So I started buying other pistols, BB pistols that were not blowback at the time. So I did a project on the Daisy 340. That was the first thing, because those were reasonable priced. You could go in and get one for about $8.50, and I bought 2 of them. And I decided that I'm a creative type, so I'm going to decorate those. So those were decent BB guns to me. They were Springers, and they were they just didn't cost all that much, and I didn't mind, doing some of the project that I was doing on them at the time. So I purchased the PPKS, not knowing that it was really a replica or anything like that. Wasn't even thinking about replicas at the time that way. And so I was buying various types of models. Um, I won't go over every one individually, guys. I'll just kind of go over the ones that stick out in my mind, and we'll talk a little bit. So, after that, I went on and I purchased my first uh, BB gun revolver slash pellet pistol, guys. That was the SNR 357 by Crossman. Like that pistol, it had the mock bullets that you put the BBs and the pellets in to shoot out. And then I started buying various guns, guys. I ended up purchasing the 92A1 BB pistol, full auto one, guys, because I saw a YouTube video on that, and it looked like it would be fun. So that was my first full auto BB gun, and so I'm plinking now. So I'm out in the garage, which is my designated spot to shoot, and it wasn't turned into anything. I just kind of set it up and then set it in a corner and started shooting off a table and stuff like that. And so I noticed that I wanted to start shooting bottles. I was shooting cans and bottles and other things like that. So I went and got myself the Daisy 415. And the Daisy 415, along that line, guys, it was a BB gun. So it was able to, it was rated at 500 FPS or 490, something like that. And it was made to serve a purpose. So I purchased that. I went on and I got the Crossman Vigilante. The Vigilante would shoot both BBs and pellets. So did the SNR 357. And so I was kind of, I was good. I was like, okay, well, I can shoot BBs, I can shoot pellets. I was doing pretty good for myself, plinking wise and things. Shooting paper targets a little bit, not really focused on anything like that. But that was sort of the line of where I was. I even bought one of my first Springer Airsoft pistols. Just interested me and thought I'd try it out and see what it was. And that was a P226, I believe it was. So just around, I was buzzing around doing that kind of stuff, guys. Went to a thrift store, purchased this pistol that ran off of gas, which was Airsoft. Found another one, and it was not blowback, but same thing. So my interest in Airsoft had started. Really wasn't thinking about it. Then I decided I was gonna purchase me a rifle, guys. So I was like, okay, well, I wonder what the rifles are like. What would it be like to shoot the rifles? So I bought a break barrel rifle. I think it was not sure the type. It was a Crossman. It was a Crossman rifle, and it was a synthetic stock rifle. I got that one. Then I started getting the desire for a wood one, guys. So I got myself a Daisy 1101 WS. And again, I'm now, collecting without knowing, but I was good with all of that. I thought, okay, well, I like the guns that I'm getting and everything. That's cool. So I don't know, long around Christmas time that year when I started collecting, I was like, you know what, maybe I want to up my level, and that's when I discovered the choices of the Crossman Custom Shop, and I put in an order for that, and I ended up getting that just right around that time, a little before, and then I further on and decided that, what, I just started collecting like that. Christmas time, I ended up buying like the Legends M712 BB pistol. It was another full auto, but it was like a Legends in an older style gun that was based on German use in World War II, or actually, guys, might have been even before that, because I later saw that this gun was produced like during the time where people were riding horses and stuff later on in the times that I kind of just looked over. So that I was gathering the guns, guys. Sometimes, guys, with the guns, you'll start to think about how they were made in history, and all that kind of stuff is just part of collecting. I start reading about them and start looking into them, and of course watching videos. I would watch video after video on each of the guns, just trying to see what other people were saying, trying to figure out what that would be. And so the costs, guys, at that time, I was paying anywhere from the lowest was $850, and I think the highest might have been maybe 120-ish, and everything. So that was about where I was with the pricing on that and stuff. And then I started gathering other guns, guys, that were on the Walmart shelves, rifle wise, that didn't cost you all that much, and they were decent shooters. I purchased like the Crossman 760 Pump Master, which that one was a pellet and a BB gun and things. And then I started understanding that, if you had a rifle barrel, you don't want to really shoot any of the BBs, the hard BBs out of them. There's a controversies with that, guys, because the manufacturers will tell you that you can. So that's sort of where I was with those purchases. That type of gun, the Pump Master, doesn't set you back much, guys, at all. You get it for like $50, something like that. And so my collecting was on its way. I watched the video. First video that I did watch that I was really wanting this gun, guys, was I saw a guy, and the guy was he was shooting tomato cans, guys. He called them tomato cans. He was talking about the power of this BB gun. It was actually a pellet gun. And I watched that thing, and I must have watched that several times. And then I went out and I said, I'm going to buy that gun. So that gun, guys, was the Beretta PX4 Storm pellet, BB pellet pistol by Umarex, however they pronounce it. And so I since then had purchased another one, guys, and it started off my dual wielding type sessions and stuff that I like to shoot. I've done a video of me dual wielding that one. That gun, guys, I call a sexy gun, air gun, or sexy pistol. I like the lines of it and what it looks like. So I don't know, that's one of the guns. I've got a couple of them that if I were into firearms and could purchase, I probably would buy that model. I just like that gun, the way it felt in my hands. So went on to buying Western revolvers, guys. I went and got myself the Single Action Army Colt, black handle and silver, guys. And that purchase was, I think, maybe the purchase that cost me a little more, maybe $10-15 more than my normal price. But again, I'm buying and I'm watching videos, and I'm watching guys that I'm now trying to get air guns to match what they do. So if you watch my first part of my series, I talk a little bit about it, or I've put some text on the screen about it. And so that was the direction I was going in. At the time, I hadn't bought anything tactical, wasn't moving towards anything tactical. But I did come across, I was still buying budget guns, and I was looking for bargains on Amazon. So I came across a Gammo M4 TAC, which was a youth air rifle. And that was a pump handle pellet gun, and its FPS rating was around 800. So I had bought the rifles. They were higher FPS ratings, but that was the first tactical one that I purchased, and that didn't cost me a whole lot. I purchased it maybe 60, 65, less than $70, I'm certain. But then With that gun, guys, that's when I start to look at optics. And that's another part of what I'm going to be talking about, accessories and things that you will buy as you go along. But not yet. I'll go over a few more of the guns as I go down this walk on collecting memory lane, guys. So again, right around that time, I'm watching a lot of videos. I'm now looking at things that you can buy. I'm looking at pellet pistols. I'm looking at optics. I'm looking at guns that you can put optics on that were readily made for them. I purchased what was the Daisy Powerline 5502, and that was a blowback BB gun, but it came like with a kit. It had a compensator on it, and it had a rail kit on it so that you could put a red dot. And so that led to what you see sometimes, guys, where you see some of my more expensive guns where I'm buying rails for and I'm putting optics on, even though there may not be the correct profiles for the guns, guys. At the time, I wasn't looking for the RMRs and different things like that, because those were a bit more costly in the first place. Something that you have to think about when you start to buy these things. And I'm always been budget conscious because, for me, it's always been the price of the gun, getting the gun on the budget, trying to get what I wanted and different things like that. So again, I'm not purchasing all with purpose and different things like that. I'm in that lane of buying, things that I like to see, guys. The first thing that I would say to you, if you're going to collect, buy what you like. Don't buy because I'm buying these. Don't buy because other people, I watch the videos on the guns that interest me, and then I sort them through, and I go through a whole process for myself where I put it over here, think about it, look at some videos, make a decision, strike it off the list, keep it on the list, all that type of stuff. Look at the prices, wondering whether or not, should I buy this gun? Do I really want it? Guys. And then came along, guys. I had a pistol that was the Beretta APX blowback airsoft pistol. That pistol is still pretty reasonable pistol, guys. At the time was running something like $40, $45, something like that. Don't quote me on the exact price, but they were right around that, guys. So that was me now collecting based on brands. So, I started putting together that I got Berettas. I'm going to have a Beretta selection. So I bought at that time, I think it was like 3 Berettas, and I ended up buying 2 of those for the dual wielding stuff that I was planking and having fun with in my garage. Wasn't a range at that time still, and there we go, guys. So, I starting to just accumulate guns that were reasonably priced. So, of course, guys, I had to go back to the Daisy Red Ryder. And I don't know why I hadn't thought about that. It was the first thing. That was my first actual BB gun ever. And so that was the one my father gave to me. And I'm like, and that was only $30. I'm looking at the price tag on it now. It's like $39.99 out of Walmart. And I purchased that one, guys. And now I'm still doing more plinking. I'm plinking cans. I'm making movable targets. I'm getting into the creative side of what I do. Stuff that was DIY, nothing that cost you a whole lot of anything. Just doing that, for my fun and my pleasure and everything, guys. So, and on and on. And so it just kept on, guys. And so I mentioned in the other video that I'm starting to buy now guns that were similar to some of the Airgunners that I was watching, some of the gun guys, the actual firearm guys, and I start just gathering. It's like we say, snowball starts to take off and roll down the hill, and it's picking up things as it goes. So that's pretty much where things was with me. guys. Then I think Christmas came, guys, and I saw a chance to get a gun they were advertising during that time, and that was the Crosman DPMS, full auto BB air rifle. I wanted that, guys, because it was considered the fun gun, and also, guys, it was considered to be a replica that of that type of model, and that you could do things with it like airgunners like to do, where you could tear it apart and clean it, and just like real guns and things like that. And so I don't do a lot of that, guys, even to this day. Even though I do have guns that you can take down and you can do all that, I don't do a lot of that. I'm not as mechanically inclined. I can fix some things that will break, and probably can do some of the stuff if I watch enough videos. But I rather just buy the guns, guys, and use them. And if they go, they go. And hopefully I don't have to get another one. But that's what I do. So I purchased that gun, guys. And then that guy sort of became the standard. Now, that one, guys, I got lucky with. I purchased the first one, and one of my local stores had the same gun. I bought the first one online. The other gun I purchased was in one of the local stores, and it was at a way better price. It came with 2 magazines instead of 1. And I was sending back the first one that I purchased, guys. Went to go send it back, and the retailer didn't want it. So it was like, do what you want to do with it. Don't send it back. So I got a free one. I got a free DPMS, guys. And neither one of them was the one that I wanted. I wanted the dark green earth, which I do have one now. It took me a couple of years to get it. The earth tone one. And so I have 3 of those total. But yeah, and so now, guys, that's when the kitting out, as the English guys would say, if you watch some of their videos, where now I'm buying scopes, I'm buying magnifiers, the whole 9, guys. I'm short of doing what the airsofters do, which I'm going to cover, guys, where I'm wearing uniforms and things like that. No slight to my guy Rune Rebel, because he'll don an outfit, and he used to don cowboy outfits and military outfits, man. It was, like I said, the guy's a hoot. I definitely enjoy watching him. So not doing that, guys. Mostly just, shooting, plinking, shooting targets, cans, and cracking bottles and that type of stuff. That's where I was at the time. So, and on and on and on and on, guys. Pellet guns come and go. I was getting pellet guns. I was getting target shooting guns. Like I said, I'm a fan of the Olympic style shooting. Some of the other things that people were doing at the time, and that's how I started to build on my collection. So, and you guys, if you're watching my videos, you can fast forward to some of the stuff I'm doing, and I've mentioned in my first part. So with that, guys, I'm gonna leave the walk down memory lanes on the guns, guys. And I've already mentioned like the accessories and things. Before I do, guys, I want to talk a little bit about some of the air gunners around the world and things that I've come across, guys. So some of the things that I run across, guys, was the law in terms of these guns and restrictions and FPF limits, that type of stuff, guys, that in some cases, guys, in some countries, if you have something over the limits and things, they'll take your guns, or they'll charge you, or you can get fines and fees and that type of stuff, guys. All that type of stuff. Some of these things, they don't have open. I live in the United States, so we have guns and gun laws, and even we have air guns type laws too in some states, guys. but they're not as restrictive as other places. But there's places where you can't even own a gun. You can't own any kind of gun, whether it's airsoft or pellet or whatnot. So that's some of the things I come across, guys. And then also some places you have to have a license for the gun. You have to have approval for the guns and other things. So not all places, guys, are restrictive, but you do have some of that going on as well. So moving on, guys. So now we're talking about other costs. Costs, guys, when you see some new shiny gadgety gun that I'm looking at right now, you guys know, I won't mention the one I'm looking at, but if you know, it's a PCP rifle and it's hot. So, I'm really, really, really wringing my hands like Gollum on, is it Gollum or the guy that was on The Hobbit where he was talking about the precious, looking at the rings. And I'm doing that right now with one of the prospects for this raid this year. Don't know if I'm gonna bring it. It's kind of it's priced right, but it's also pricey. I don't know if I might do. So that's the other thing. So when you collect, guys, if you don't have to have it, then you can wait. Some of the guns that I have that I've purchased, I've waited out product lifetime type of things. So that means like if it came out that year, then I probably didn't buy it. I waited a year or two and I acquired it that way. Or they had some things where I could go and apply coupons to, or other little specials they put, so-called sales, guys. Watch out for some of those, because those guns sometimes will be the same price, especially during the holidays, that they have been all year, and they don't drop. And so when I find that they drop, guys, is when they're going to discontinue them, or they'll no longer make any more, or they decided that the cycle, the marketing cycle is over, or whatever, product cycle. And then you can start getting those guns. And if you're like me, I don't care. If it's something that was on my list and I liked it, turn around and I had it, I would go get it. Some of the guns, guys, I missed out, because when they come out, guys, that's the time to buy them. If you don't, you're going to end up paying more. Okay, I've got, like I told you in one of my videos, you've got guns that will double on you, sometimes triple on you, guys, if you don't know the prices. So that's what you have to watch out when you're buying guns, even on budgets, guys. So some of the things now, guys, we want to move away from that and go to what are some of the costs, guys. So the most reasonable costs in air gunning, guys, and a lot of gunners will tell you guys, are the projectiles. The projectiles, guys, you can buy BBs in the thousands. You can buy pellets in the hundreds. You can buy, bulk. You can get those types of things. That's the kind of stuff that won't cost you as much, that you'll still groan and moan about, depending on you, if you're gunning on a budget like I do. But you'll buy and you'll have. So you'll have different types of pellet options from different manufacturers, different grains and different shapes and all that types of stuff. You'll buy CO2 and stuff like that, guys. When you move out of the CO2, guys, you'll start getting into the PCP world. You'll do like I do. You'll buy a hand pump, and then you get too old. Not too old, because I respect myself as getting to be an older gentleman, and all my elder and older gentlemen who still do this thing that we like to do, and the big kids and us, guys. But then you'll start going to buying the electric pumps, guys, and looking for deals on those, and they can pricey. You can get them from Amazon, somewhere around under $200. And those are the janky ones. But if you're like me, I'll try them out, and if they work, good. And if not, then I'll end up having to buy another one, because I should have bought the more expensive one in the first place. But hey, that's the way it goes, guys. You'll start to buy bench rests, and those are costs that it's up to you if you want to have 2 or 3 of those. What I do is DIY stuff. So sometimes I makeshift, different types of rests and stuff. But I have purchased brand new rests, guys. You buy shooting sticks, you'll buy other types of things when it comes to air guns. And so if I leave it out, guys, please leave in the comment. You guys know some of the costs that you have. You buy pale gun oil, you'll buy silicone oil, you'll buy, cleaning kits. You'll do all kinds of stuff, guys. And my favorite stuff is the DIY stuff. The more DIY it can be, the better off I feel that you are. So when you start to move out of air guns, guys, it's always going to be air guns, guys, for me. But, like I said, I delved into the airsoft guys and the airsoft guys and the guns and the different things I've talked about. You guys can look at some of my videos. You can see the costs and prices on some of those. But say, for instance, if you were a guy doing the airsoft events, those guys will incur costs, guys. One of the reasons why is because whether you buy guns that are propelled by electric motors or you buy guns that are propelled by some type of gas form, from CO2 to canisters to green gas, you're going to pay for that. You're going to also, the main thing that you're going to buy is you're going to end up buying magazines, guys. You're going to buy expensive guns, you can buy cheaper guns, but if you're on the field and you want to shoot like the pros, they have this thing, guys, where they'll tell you to go buy beginner guns, guys, because one, they're they can be kind of, if you don't know what you're doing with some of these guns, you can probably lose a lot of money. But I think also, too, guys, and because I'm not an airsofter, guys, I think they tell these beginner guys to go buy these beginner guns because the guns that they bring out on the field are killer. And you'll see them, they'll be able to pick you off 200 yards or better and light you up and everything. Your gun won't even reach. So when I see that, guys, it's funny. It's really funny to me. But, I've purchased some guns that have cost a little bit more. I've purchased guns in the middle and the lower price guns and things. But you want to learn about those, go look at Airsoft, guys. But I'm talking about costs and things. So in their costs, guys, they have all that. They have what you call battery chargers. You have smart chargers. You have, because these things, some of the things run off of batteries, guys, that are very dangerous. LiPo batteries and things will cut and will burn your house down, guys. So you have to have bags and you have to have special cases and things like that for those types of things that'll cost you some money. I've presented some of these things on my channel based on unboxing. I have a few of those items, and then on and on. So, guys, and then you're gonna buy the BBs. The things, like I said, the ammo, guys, is probably your least expensive. You can buy all kinds of ammo, match grade, this and that, and all types of stuff, and those will cost you a little bit. So now, getting away from that, guys, you start moving to other things like we will have that are both in airsoft and airgun, guys. The airsoft guys use them because they have to, because they need to know what the FPS is on those rifles. Some of the fields that they shoot at and stuff have limits to you indoors and outdoors. So your guns cannot go over certain limits, and if they do, then you're out. You're not even able to shoot and stuff because they'll check them and stuff like that. So you're looking at getting yourself a chronograph, guys. They have special chronographs. I just purchased one for air guns. I have one for airsoft, not because I'm shooting on any field or anything, guys, because that's a gunner thing. If you know, you know. Checking your FPSs on your rifles and stuff like that. And then you'll get into other things, guys, like you'll get into monoculars and things that you can look at your targets with, other than your sights or your scopes. Sometimes you'll go and you'll start to buy gun straps and stuff like that, and holsters if you don't do them or make them like I do. And then you'll get into buying cases. Then you'll get into buying ready-made targets and metal targets, and you'll be given targets when you purchase certain amounts of guns from different retailers and other things, that come into play. Now, if you're an airsoft guy or even paintball guy, but airsoft guys, they do the whole nine. So you'll find yourself on a team. You'll end up buying what they call loadouts, plate carriers, and magazine belt holders, and uniforms, and all of that stuff comes with a price, comes with a cost, and then also I'm sure they have where you have to pay fees in order to play and enter into the competition and all that. Same thing, guys, with the competitions that involve air guns and also paintball and other things, guys. So you'll have those will end up being costs that you will incur. That, guys, even travel costs. You got to pay to travel in some of these cases. Some guys, like say, get good enough at this stuff that they travel around the world doing this type of thing and get to be known, and also, guys, get to be sponsored. So you can earn a living doing some of this stuff, guys. It's just dependent, especially in the CQBs of the airsoft world, and I don't know what you can do in a paintball. And there's things with air gunners too, guys. Start a channel. If your channel is popular, guys, you can look it up for yourself, guys. Some of these channels, they earn money off of, YouTube, in the YouTube realm. Those things that you can do to earn a living and stuff like that. I'm talking about those channels that you guys know that are like up there and things like that. Maybe even some of the smaller channels do. I'm not that person, but I'm sure that there are things like that. So that's the cost, guys. That's really the cost. Let me talk a little bit about the cost you have when it comes to this home defense stuff that you're buying less than lethal, guys. So now you're buying different types of projectiles. In all guns, guys, you might be doing gunsmithing, guys, where you're having tools and also buying parts and putting parts together, or making your guns a lot better than what they are, and all that kind of stuff. So there are prices that you pay for doing that kind of stuff. Modifications, beautifications, just tricking them out. All that kind of stuff goes under the category of the cost and what it takes to do this type of stuff. So you may have thought about this kind of stuff, guys. I think about it because I've done some of the purchasing and things, and that's sort of like the lane I'm in at times, especially when I purchase guns. And I'm going to leave it with this, guys, because I'm running out of time. But I had a recent commenter, and it was telling me about how cheap and bad my optics are, guys, because I buy the cheap ones. I don't spend much money on them. But he pointed out to me, you can shop around depending on what you're going to put it on. You can find better optics. And if you're ready to do that, I call that, for me, a level up, guys. So, brought that to me. I got that understanding, and I'm looking at that, guys, because I do plan on leveling up as I go. Some of the rifles I'm looking at right now, you definitely would want to put together nicely, to put it kind of, just to put it kind of frankly. But like I said, but I can do that now because I've already, built my collection and things. And when I want to level up, and I eventually will, some of the guns that I want to get that are on my list, I can't afford right now. And it's okay, guys, if you can't and I can't, you may be able to one day, depending on how you want to collect. So I've collected my share of lower price guns. I've been in the middle range for a while now. I'm not gonna delve into the upper echelons of the purchasing right now. Just can't afford it. But those things that are in my range, you might see me bring to the channel. You might see an unboxing or two in the near future or in the future. Or if not, guys, if I can't, get it on sale or find a way to get it, get the price down, it's gonna probably stay in the store, to tell you the truth. And I'm gonna look at my buddy Hipshot, and he's gonna shake his head and say, "Oh, no." So then you got to contend with things like your wife. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this series so far. We have one more part to go over, guys. This is sort of the parts of what it is to do this thing, at least how it has been for me. This is my personal experience. This is why I collect the guns that I do. This is also why I present the guns the way I do, guys. I enjoy putting together videos, guys. Quite frankly, I'm probably off-putting when it comes to the communities that I'm in and that are around me, guys, based on air gunning and airsofting and less than lethal now and all of that kind of stuff. So guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close off this video. Catch me, guys, in the next section, part 3.